But one oddity just popped up in front of me. Carrie Woolard, who's a name that I have never heard before, and I don't expect many other people have heard from before. But apparently her job title is she is the general manager of Trump Winery. Because how can you have a Trump convention without hawking his products as well? But that being said, we did have at least two serious people listed. Alan Moore, what are we hoping to see from Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan?
Well, those guys are grown-ups. So what they're going to do, I think, is talk about the importance of not having another Democrat in the White House. That 8 years of Obama is not just enough; it's too much. The country is behind where it could have been and should have been, and that the stakes are very, very high. Reports are that McConnell will talk about the Supreme Court and the need to bring forth nominees for the current vacancy and any future vacancies who the words they will use who respect the Constitution.
We have a very old court right now.
We have very what?
Very old Supreme Court right now.
Yes.
It's almost as old as the average age of this table.
Yeah.
And so
they're older than we are.
I'm almost half the age of everyone else.
Right.
I think everybody in the court is over 70 years old.
But no, Kagan and Sotomayor, they're not over 70, and Thomas is not over 70. So that
is the chief?
Yeah.
Over 70?
I don't think he is. I don't think Alito is. I think they're they're in their 50s and 60s. Anyway, but Ginsburg's been showing her age a little bit. We should acknowledge, because we talked about it last week, that she was out of line. She won't recuse herself, but she might be better off shutting up. And she said that she regrets saying what she said. It was not appropriate, and she wouldn't make a mistake again. Yeah. So. Fair enough. She kind of did what we hoped she would do, and so end of story.
So, Bob Hines, what are you hoping to see from Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell, the leaders of the actually establishment leaders of the Republican Party?
Well, what I hope to see is a statement about stability. Right now, there is no reason to jack up real quickly some super project to make America great. Things are fine on a slow, steady basis.
Well, are they fine? I mean, Alan Moore has said in the past that funding for the Zika virus, which still has not passed Congress, is still percolating out there. Yeah. So are things really that fine as far as the chambers that are being run by McConnell and Ryan?
No, the point that's fair. But the point is, there's no reason to get choked up about we have a disaster going. We don't have a disaster. We're doing pretty well as a country. Stability. We don't have too many problems that we can't solve. They're not working on. We don't have any major crisis in the country on anything that I can see. It's just a matter of stability, steady as you go, and let's just keep our eye open, and let's keep focusing on going forward.
That makes a lot of sense, and I don't think that's what he's going to do. I think he's got a huge burden.
Which he are you talking about?
The Speaker.
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan. I think he has an enormous responsibility, a heavy weight to carry today, because I think of all of the people, he is the one that I think the public may like, unlike the majority leader in the Senate, who is one of the most unlikable people, I think, in Congress.
You should meet him sometime, Al. Maybe you would have a different view.
I think that's maybe right.
Yeah. I'm confident of it. But anyway, go ahead.
But it's the public one that bothers me. He may be a sweetheart in private, but he's not. He's a prune with a voice.
Now that's a thought.
back to Paul Ryan. I think a lot rides on how Paul Ryan handles this, and I think that Alan is absolutely right. I don't think he should spend his time defending Republicans. I think he needs to attack and attack Obama and attack inferentially or directly Hillary Clinton, because I think in trying to defend the Republicans, he gets himself back in all of this mess with, you know, the nominee has said this and done that and all of that, and that way I think does not gain him anything. But I think he can make some points attacking. Now that's kind of sad, because I think he is a man who probably has a lot of positive things that he could propose and do that he can't do in this context, and so attack is I think, and it seems to me he probably has the ability to attack in a more moderate but effective way than Trump and company.
I think that is true.
So I think a lot rides on how he handles it, and it's a very difficult job, I think.
Alan Moore.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about the unpopularity of current major political figures, and we've got Hillary Clinton, who's got sort of 60% unpopularity, and we got Trump, who's higher than that. So Trump is more unpopular, although their numbers have been closing, but they're grotesquely upside down in terms of approve, disapprove. On a personal basis, the president is doing better than either of them. So he's now creeping up to around 50% who approve of him as a human being, as a parent, as a husband, as a person. But many more than that feel like we're on the wrong track. So they will all attack Hillary because, oh my God, she is a target-rich opportunity.
And there's no point in attacking
no point
Obama.
not to. But you don't need to attack Obama
That's my point.
as a person. You attack the failings of this administration, the missed opportunities, the mess that the world is in. You lay it on him and her, and say, do you really
on
want
her and him?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Do you really want more of that? Do you want another 4 or more years of a failed Obama administration? Nice guy that he may be, and then Ryan can talk about some policy matters that are important. He can pick and choose from the platform.
Yes.
And he doesn't have to defend everything in the platform.
The platform that includes wanting
God
to
forbid.
even teach the Bible in public schools.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's. There's something in there for everyone to grab and to avoid. So,
As
Either
with
way.
all party platforms.
No platforms are worth that.
and I'm sure he and McConnell are coordinating. What you'll say this. Why don't I say that? Their people would be talking. They have a good relationship. Those guys, and then Christie, he will be probably the most entertaining to watch, just because he's so blunt spoken.
Well, but Christie's last convention speech, it's worth noting when Mitt Romney was running for president, during Christie's convention speech, didn't talk about Romney until 5 minutes in, which was kind of unheard of 4 years ago. Are we expecting more of the same?
I don't think so. I think he's had his head
He's been sedated.
up where it shouldn't be with regard to Donald Trump for some time. So I think he recognizes that if there's any hope in his future,
He's got the 20% approval rating in New Jersey to protect.
That's not relevant. What he wants, since the vice presidency slipped away from his grasp, he would love to be Attorney General of the United States. If Trump is president, that's all within the realm. He was a U.S. attorney, and so So he's got a lot at stake here to show his continuing, ongoing loyalty to Trump. He's sort of all in with Trump, and his future, at least for the moment, his immediate future depends on on Donald Trump succeeding. So he very much wants Trump to succeed. I think there's also a lot of curiosity about Trump's children because they're all going to speak tonight, and there's not a lot of public awareness of them. We hopefully the person who thought that some of Michelle Obama's lines from the previous speech would be suitable to Melania Trump will not have a role.
I think they're going to steal from Chelsea's speeches next. I think that's the
or they'll run it. They'll run this computer program that all the colleges use, and just make sure that there's no parallel phrases that pop up.
Let's hope not.
That said, we're coming up against our last break. More when we come back, as well as Tell Me a Story.
which can be interesting.
I miss Carl.
And we are back. And Carl, as you just heard live online, we miss you, Carl. We need your tell me a story from the 1940s.